Issele-Uku Kingdom was founded by the Benins in about 1230 AD by Oba I of Benin Empire, and first Ogi of the kingdom was Prince Owadie, who was the second son of Oba I. The original name of the new kingdom carved out of Benin Empire, Issele-Uku, signifies relationship with the Benins and Oba of Benin City, Uku Apolopolo, Omonoba Edo. When Oba I created the new Benin outpost of Issele-Uku, now pronounced Issele-Uku, his main objectives was to check and stop the influx of movement of people from east of River Niger and people from Igala land into the Edo land, west of the River Niger, for farming and fishing operations. Also to use Issele-Uku, the new outpost and kingdom, as a defensive outpost to the Benin Empire and moreover for expansion purposes. The kings of Issele-Uku are the true representatives of the Oba of Benin in the area lying to the west of the River Niger, and as such the Obi, king of Issele-Uku, has a position of authority as the Oba's authentic representative in the eastern extremities of the Great Benin Empire.
I am His Royal Majesty Abogidi Obi Unduka, the traditional ruler of Issele-Uku Kingdom. I was born at a local hospital not too far from here, named St. Teresa Hospital. And early in life, I had to leave home as a result of our culture and tradition. And firstly, I had to go to Lagos, although very briefly, before I moved to Benin City. That was where I had my formative years. I attended my primary school and my secondary school before moving to Ibadan, where I studied at the University of Ibadan, Industrial and Production Engineering. Now, before I had to prepare for my coronation after my graduation. We are descendants and from noble princes, noblemen from the Benin Kingdom. And each and every one of us, take pride in our history. And that is what makes us a very great community. And over the years, for over 830 years, we have been able to preserve our culture, our rich history, our ancestry, and it is what we delight in. And all around the country, this is what we are known for, and that's what makes us great. Well, in terms of governing, our people, I said it earlier, we pride ourselves in our culture. So there is respect, not for me, first of all, as a person, but for the history and the stool I occupy. That is where the respect comes from. Then people get to respect me for who I am, the things I've done. So in that regard, I have no problem. My people adore me. I can't deny that, and I'm grateful that they do. So they respect the institution, first of all, before the person, and which is the right thing to do. Then regarding chieftaincy title, probably I forgot to mention that it is what also makes this community a unique community. Our local administration is the best you can find anywhere else, and it is as well similar to that of the Benin Kingdom. So when it comes to local administration, every quarter, every village that makes up Issele-Uku has a chieftaincy title or two, or probably more, that is peculiar to them. So what we do is we try to encourage the families, or I'll call them clans, or the particular village, that these chieftaincy titles reside, to give us credible people to step forward and take up the title, because it will also assist us in the administration of the community. And I, as a traditional ruler, I have my privilege, and I can decide to give any deserving son or daughter based on his or her contribution, to the development of our community, or his contributions towards the welfare of the palace as I please. So I have that right as well, but I prefer we are able to occupy the more traditional chieftaincy stools before I go ahead to give the more honorary titles.
Omonoba Issele-Uku Akpolokpolo Oba II said Benin Kingdom and Issele-Uku have historical affinity, stressing that the palace will do its best to keep the relationship, while assuring the Obi of the palace practical and spiritual support to his reign. Oba II promised to extend some of the benefits accruing to Benin Kingdom to Issele-Uku. The Benin monarch expressed gratitude to all those who supported the Obi to ascend to the throne of his forefathers, especially his uncle, who stood for him as regent.
You wanted to follow your father's footsteps, your ancestors' footsteps, by coming to the palace here for tutelage. I said to myself then, well, I thank my God and my ancestors, this is already an indication that my father taught me well, to be able to teach you as well. Then all the other members of royal entourage from the Issele-Uku.
In his address, the Obi of Issele-Uku, His Royal Highness Obi Nduka, said he and his people were in the palace to pay homage to the Benin monarch and also thank him for his support before, during, and after his coronation. The Obi said the people of Issele-Uku migrated from Benin, pointing out that it was good to be back home, and promised to maintain the cordial relationship existing between Benin Kingdom and Issele-Uku.
We are here to say a very big thank you, and also, very importantly, to pledge our loyalty to you and the Palace of Benin.
Oba Of Benin.